I just woke up a little while ago, cut on YouTube, start looking at some videos, and I came across a video on a boxing channel on YouTube. Now, I did not get on YouTube to put people on blast, to call people out. That's not my attitude, that's not my mentality. I wish everybody the best in their channels and their opinions. And everybody's entitled to their opinion. And I'm not gonna, play clips from other people's channels and all that kind of stuff. And, that's not why I'm here. That's not my mentality, not my attitude, okay? But there was a statement made, and I have heard similar statements from this person in the past when it came to Kell Brook and him taking on Triple G, okay? I'm not going to say this person's name. I'm not going to play the audio from the video. But I am going to read the quote that caught my attention this morning in this video that I watched, okay? And I'm doing this because I need to comment on this mentality. I'm not to put this person on blast, but to comment on this mentality in boxing, okay? And why we get the kind of fights that we get. Okay, this is a statement. Kell Brook's best name at welterweight is Shawn Porter. He beat him and then he got stabbed and he kind of regressed in terms of his competition. He was fighting mandatories and guys we knew couldn't beat him. So aside from jumping up 2 divisions, which was foolish in my opinion, to fight Gennady Golovkin, even though he exposed some vulnerabilities and did pretty well, he also sustained an injury in that fight. And he lost the fight. So he no longer has a perfect record. But I mean, what's done is done. Okay. Now, first, quickly, let me respond to the he was fighting mandatories part. Okay. What is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to say to the IBF, hey, guys, I can beat that guy. I'm not going to fight that guy. What do you think is going to happen? Okay, Kell, you're not going to fight your mandatory? You're no longer the IBF welterweight champion. So what is he supposed to do? If the mandatories are not great opponents, blame the IBF, not Kell Brook. That is not his fault. He is not making these guys mandatories. The IBF is. It's these same people are saying that, well, he was fighting his mandatories, but now he won't fight Errol Spence. Okay, well, when he was fighting the mandatories, you was criticizing the guy. So now is he supposed to fight the mandatory because you want him to? Because he's the mandatory? I tell you, man, it's things like this that make fighters do what they want to do and forget what fans don't even think about what fans think and want, because they can't win either way. Okay. Now let me talk about the serious nature of this comment and why I'm doing this video. Okay. So aside from jumping up 2 divisions, which was foolish in my opinion, to fight Gennady Golovkin. Okay, it was foolish in his opinion to fight Triple G. Okay, this statement that I just read is why we get shitty fights in boxing. Kell Brook was the undefeated welterweight champion of the world. He still is a welterweight champion, but he was undefeated. He was 36-0. That was a beautiful record with like 25 KOs. Okay. If he had the mentality of all these other guys in the game, mostly welterweights, the Mayweathers, the Danny Garcias, the Keith Thurmans, all these type of guys who are so hung up on being undefeated and protecting an O, okay? If he had that mentality, we would not have got the Triple G fight, okay? Kell Brook is one of the best pound for pound in the sport, in my opinion. And in my opinion, he was beating Triple G. Okay, but if he had the mentality of, I'm undefeated, I'm welterweight champion, why do I need to take on Triple G? I can just fight, a mandatory, or I can fight on, I can take on a voluntary defense, and pick, whoever, another JoJo Dan type, I mean, come on, man. Why are we criticizing guys for taking on great fights, And then people want to complain when we get the Danny Garcia versus Ross Salka. The Danny Garcia and this last guy he fought. You know, these type of fights. You know, the Kid Chocolate, when he blew out that guy on NBC and damn put the guy in the hospital, he knocked him out so bad. You know, we get these kind of fights. Erislandy Lara versus Yuri Foreman. Erislandy Lara versus John Zavek. Erislandy Lara versus Delvin Rodriguez. You know, fights that I hate. But you know, but people like this, people that have this mentality, criticize real fighters taking on real challenges. You know, so why should they take on a challenge if the fans are not gonna appreciate, you know, what they do? You know, it makes no sense, man. You know, this businessman type mentality that has leaked into the fans' mindset. We should be wanting guys to take on Triple G's. You know, I do not understand this mentality, man. I guess people want to continue getting shitty fights, but I want great fights, man. You know, and he talked about he no longer has a perfect record. So what, man? Who gives a fuck about a perfect record, man? You know, people put so much emphasis on oh man, I'm undefeated, I got it. You know, they let this Mayweather shit, you know, just ruin boxing, man. This mentality of having to be undefeated and I'm perfect and all this kind of stuff, man. So what, man? You know, how many great Hall of Famers have a loss on their record? Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson. I mean, on and on and on. Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson. Hell, Manny Pacquiao has losses. I mean, come on, man. You know, Marvin Hagler has a loss. I mean, damn, man. Carlos Monzon, I'm pretty sure, has a loss on his record. I mean, come on, man. This is ridiculous, man. Sergio Martinez, future Hall of Famer, he has a loss on his record. You know, most great fighters have losses. You know, unless you're Floyd Mayweather or Rocky Marciano, okay? You know, but so what, man? Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. has losses, and he is still considered a legend and one of the all-time greats. People revere the man, you know. So fuck having an undefeated record, man. People put too much emphasis on that shit. I just watched a fight a couple weeks ago, which I praised in a post-fight video, Miguel Roman and Takashi Miura. Miguel Roman had like 11 losses on his record going into that fight, okay? And the guy put on a great fight, had a hell of a performance, showed great heart. When I see or hear the name Miguel Roman, I'm going to respect that man, you know, because he is a real fighter. Forget having losses on your record. Orlando Salido has what, like 12, 13 losses on his record? He is still a great fighter. He has been a fighter for over 20 years and still hanging with the youngsters of today. You know, I think Salido is a Hall of Famer in my opinion. This guy has been a high-level fighter for a long time, man. You know, he is 20 years in the game. He's still hanging with the youngsters of today. So, you know, man, this emphasis on undefeated record, it needs to go. It needs to stop, man. You guys complain about getting shitty fights. People complaining about, oh, Kell Brook, he not fighting. He don't want to fight Errol Spence. You know, well, hell, with this mentality, why should he? You know, if he takes on Errol Spence, I mean, and then he's gonna get criticized for fighting the Triple G's of the world. You know, why should he want to take on a great fight for the fans? You know, he should do what's best for his career, like all these other fighters are, man. You know, it's attitudes like this that justify us getting shitty fights, man. I'm telling you. You know, talking about guys having an undefeated record and being foolish for taking on a great challenge. You know, this encourages the Erislandy Laras to take on the Delvin Rodriguez, the Yuri Formers of the world, man, the John Zaveks. These easy fights where they are more than a 10-1 favorite. You know, it's ridiculous, man. This is absolutely ridiculous. Okay. Then I had it was a guy commenting on, because I made a comment on that post, okay? And then there was a guy who made a comment. There are plenty of competitive fights in his current weight class. Okay. I responded. I want to read you my response. Those guys have to actually sign on dotted line to fight. Garcia, Thurman, Pacquiao, nor Mayweather have been in a hurry to fight Kell Brook. Also, this is no reason to criticize him for taking on a real challenge. The guy fights JoJo Dan and people complain. The guy fights Triple G and people still want to criticize. This encourages guys to cherry pick because they won't win with fans or be respected at all when it's over. You guys make these fighters look right in being selfish and taking on easy fights. And that's true, man. You know, Kell Brook fights the JoJo Dans and the Kevin Biziers of the world. It's like, oh, he ain't fighting nobody, man. He ain't got nobody on his resume. Then he fights Triple G, and then they say, oh man, what a dumbass. He shouldn't have moved up 2 weight classes, man. He shouldn't have, he should have fought welterweights, man. He lost his old, man. That was dumb. Keith Thurman said that shit, man. And now these reporters and fans say the same shit, man. So why should Kell Brook take on a great challenge? It's ridiculous, man. I don't know what's up with the mindset of these people. When Floyd Mayweather beat Manny Pacquiao, okay, he had all the belts except for the damn IBF belt. Why did Floyd not say after he beat Manny Pacquiao, you know what? In my last fight, I want to fight Kell Brook and become the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. Did he say that shit? No, he did not do what was necessary to keep the WBO belt, and then he decided to fight Andre Berto in his supposed retirement fight. Okay, instead of issuing a challenge to Kell Brook, and becoming the undisputed welterweight champion and retiring that way. I would have had a lot of respect for Floyd if he had done that shit. But no, Floyd did not call out Kell Brook. Floyd did not try to take on that fight. Has Floyd Mayweather stepped up and said he wanted to fight Triple G to become middleweight champion? That nice signature is not on Floyd's record. He did not become a middleweight champion. He should have tried to rematch Cotto when Cotto became middleweight champion. He could have had the lineal belt at middleweight like Sugar Ray Leonard did, but he did not. Like Sugar Ray Robinson, he did not do that. But this mentality, I mean. What would Sugar Ray Robinson say if he heard people today saying, man, you know what, Sugar, man, you a fool for leaving, being the greatest welterweight of all time and going up to middleweight to fight for the middleweight title, man. Why do that? And that was not 2 weight classes at then. That was the next weight class back in that day because there was no 154. Okay, hell, not only did Sugar Ray Robinson do that, but Sugar Ray Robinson actually challenged for the light heavyweight championship of the world and was winning that fight. He would have been the light heavyweight champion of the world if it was not for heat exhaustion. They was fighting outside, and the man just the damn heat and shit just took him out of the fight. He could not continue, but he was winning that fight. That's why this man is considered the greatest pound for pound of all time, because he took on challenges. He went up in weight classes. Could you imagine if Floyd Mayweather had the mentality like that and said, you know what, I'm going to fight Sergey Kovalev. I'm going to fight Andre Ward, at 175, You see, that is a real fighter's attitude. That is a real fighter's mindset and mentality. A man who took on real challenges. Sugar Ray Leonard, was a welterweight champion. What did he do? He fought Marvelous Marvin Hagler, So why are we criticizing Kell Brook and saying that it was foolish for him to take on Triple G and talk about he lost his O? So what, man? Do I wish Kell was still undefeated? Hell yeah. It was a pretty record having that O by his name. It looks good. But I respect the hell out of Kell Brook for taking on a real challenge, man. He will always have my respect. Nobody can take that shit away from Kell Brook, and he was winning that fight in my opinion. So the guy has my respect. And believe it or not, some people might not like this, but in my pound for pound, I rank Kell Brook over Triple G, because Kell Brook, when that fight was going on, he was winning that fight. So I rate Kell Brook, higher than Triple G in pound for pound, because he was winning that fight. That fight was stopped because of the towel and the trainer, not because Triple G had Kell Brook laying out cold on the canvas or could not answer the 10 count from a referee. That's not what happened in that fight. The way I remember, Kell Brook had his hands down. He was evading Triple G's punches, taunting Triple G. Triple G hit him a few times flush, but he then would look at Triple G, extend his arms and say, is that all you got? Is that all you got? I'm still here, So no, I respect Kell Brook, and anybody who has the mindset of a Kell Brook. Hell, I think Kell Brook has helped change the game. I think we are getting these fighters today ever since that fight. Look at some of these fights that we are getting in boxing now. Because people recognize, fans, media, and fighters recognize that when Kell Brook took on this big challenge in Golovkin, reached his undefeated record, his reputation, all that kind of stuff, they see the buzz that it caused, the type of attention that Kell Brook got, the notoriety that he got even in a loss. People praise Kell Brook. you know, and people have recognized that shit, and people are stepping up and taking on real fights, which they should. And I think most fans are demanding shit, calling out people on YouTube and social media for not taking real fights. Okay, and Kell Brook was one of the ones who, when he did not have to, he stepped up and fought a Triple G. You know, he called out Triple G earlier in 2016. When he got the opportunity, he hopped on it. You know, it was not a money grab. This man wanted to make history. This man wanted to do what Sugar Ray Robinson did. Welterweight champion became middleweight champion of the world. You know, and if it was not for that damn fractured eye socket, I think he could have done it. You know, I would love to see him rematch Triple G. You know. So these fans, man, these people, I tell you, man, you guys need to make your mind up, man. Do you want great fights? Do you want men to go for greatness? Or do you want them to cherry pick and have, you know, perfect records and shit and, you know, not take on real challenges? You know, make up your damn minds, you know. Hell, if these guys take on real fights and if they lose, support them. Say, man, thank you. That was a great effort. That was a great fight. I respect you. You had the heart to try, you know. That shit means more to me than a damn protected perfect O, you know. So I had to make this video, man, to comment on this mindset, man, this mindset of fans. You know, people need to make up their mind, man, on what they really want. I want great fights. I want great fighters. I want to see men who challenge themselves. That's what I want to see. I do not want to see the Danny Garcia, Rod Salka fights. I do not want to see, you know, Keith Thurman fighting Louis Collazo. I do not want to see these type of fights, man. I do not want to see Erislandy Lara fighting Yuri Foreman, John Zavek, Delvin Rodriguez. I want to see Erislandy Lara fight Demetrius Andrade. And when Andrade wins this fight, this weekend, next weekend, whenever it is, he needs to fight Demetrius Andrade, Erislandy Lara. Enough with the damn, you know, Delvin Rodriguez of the world and shit, man. You know, guys who are no longer at their best, and even when they were at their best, would not have beat Erislandy Lara. You know, so I'm praising guys like Kell Brook, and I'm criticizing guys like Erislandy Lara. You know, hell. So I think I've said all I need to say, man. This shit gets me worked up, man. If I missed anything, I will leave a comment in the comment section. But guys, applaud greatness and do not encourage cherry pick and criticize these guys when they take on real challenges and lose. Now, I will say this. I am concerned about Kell Brook having long-term effects from the busted eye socket, because I saw what that did to Josh Koscheck when GSP did that to him. We also know what it did to Antonio Margarito, you know. But you know, aside from that, man, you know, I hope the guy will be okay. The guy's he's 30 now. I would give him another solid 5 years if he fights like at least twice a year over the next 5 years. You know, he could take on great high money making fights, and you know, possibly retire as a guy who was welterweight champ, junior middleweight champ, and a middleweight champion. That needs to be Kell Brook's outlook in the rest of his career. He needs to get a title at 154 and a title at 160, and then his career will be set, and I think he will be a Hall of Famer. You know, but you know, I'm encouraging real fighters fighting real fights. That's why you see me praise and talk up Kell Brook, man. You know, because people say, oh, he only had Sean Porter, he only had Triple G, and he only won the Sean Porter fight. Well, who the hell does Errol Spence have on his resume? You know, Chris Algieri and Leonard Bundu. I mean, come on, you know. I mean, I respect Algieri as a former world champ, but he was the champ at 140. We know he does not have punching power. He had already been beaten by Pacquiao, knocked down a legit 4 times, not 6, and he had lost to Amir Khan. So, you know, I'm not guarding up the win over Chris Algieri. You know, this is his first real test in fighting Kell Brook. You know, so, you know, I'm encouraging real fighters and real fights, not cherry pickers, as people like to say, not guys protecting their O, and I'm not calling guys foolish for taking on real fights. You know, and the guy was fighting his mandatory. That's on the IBF. He did not designate who was it, Jojo Dan and who else? Kevin Bizier. Those were the 2 mandatories. The IBF did that shit. That was not on Kell Brook. Okay. So that's all I got to say, guys. Let me know how you feel about the situation. But remember this video, man. Encourage real fighters and real fights. not guys, you know, taking on easy fights. Because with this type of criticism, I don't blame boxers at all for sitting back and saying, you know what, why should I take on tough fights? You know, when the fans at the end of the day, as you know, Floyd has said, when like they're not going to be there for you, they are not going to appreciate, you know, what these fighters do, these risks that these fighters take. You know, people are obviously not giving a damn about Kell Brook, you know, taking on, and I respected him taking on Triple G when the man busts up his orbital bone. He's still not getting respect. Oh, he's afraid of Errol Spence. Oh, he's, you know, he was foolish for fighting Triple G. You know, when this man laid it all on the line, man. So make up your damn mind, guys. Make up your minds, man. Thanks for watching.